Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today we will be talking about terminal. So why terminal? So everyone, at least in the computer science domain, especially developers, be it web developers, application developers, software developers, or even people in data science or related jobs, they have to use terminals a lot. They use terminals in everyday works. But the people, the normal people, normal laptop users, PC users, they usually don't use terminals. They usually prefer GUI or graphical user interface to use for everyday tasks, be it for business purpose or some other daily task. So today I would be talking about why you should use terminal and how it can benefit you, and I will just try to show you a glimpse of how this can be beneficial for you. This is not a full-fledged tutorial, but I will share some resources if for someone interested. So without further ado, let's start. So first of all, how to start the terminal. So if you are in a Windows machine, you can directly go to the search and type command prompt, and you would see this kind of an icon which will actually directly take you to the command prompt or terminal. So this is the same thing in Linux based machine or Mac OS. You might use the word terminal, whereas in Windows you use it as command prompt. The you can use a shortcut if you are using Mac OS or Linux based system. You can directly just click or press Control Alt T, and it will directly take you to the terminal. So why terminal? So what's the special about terminals? What is so special about terminals? So terminal actually gives you much more flexibility, much more customization in your hand. Also, it makes your operation a lot faster. What do I what do I'm trying to say by that? So if you use terminal, you have a much better control over your system or the computer that you are using. And also the operation, say it might be a deleting operation, it might be copying something, whatever operation you're trying to do, it becomes much faster while you are doing it in command prompt or terminal. So I will show you a few examples. First of all, you might have seen that it's already in my taskbar, and what I'm actually using, it's a it's a new application that Windows have made, which is called Windows Terminal, to get the Windows users the same feeling that people have while using a terminal in Mac OS or Linux based system, be it Ubuntu, Fedora, or something like that, CentOS, in any Linux-based system or in Mac OS, you would get the terminal, and Windows try to give their users the same feeling as well. So if you want to use that, you can just directly go to the Windows Store. I'm not going there because it's already installed in here, but you can directly go to Windows Store and install it. It's completely free. What it gives you, the advantages are, you can see you can just easily uh, start new terminal very easily. Uh, by default, it's a Windows PowerShell, which is kind of a more powerful version of a terminal, you can say, which helps you to do something which might need some authentications and things like that. But also you also can see this drop down arrow, which can let me choose between other options like Ubuntu 18.04. So in Windows 10 now you can also use Ubuntu subsystem, and basically you can use a Ubuntu system under Windows. It's not like a dual boot. It's just that there's a subsystem, Linux subsystem under the Windows 10. Also, there's you can see CMD, which is stands for Command Prompt, and Windows PowerShell. So command prompt again. I will show you a very few simple comments that helps you to navigate or do things. Say something like CD. CD stands for change directory. So I'm in a say for example, whenever you navigate through files and folders, you click on some files, right? In GUI based things, you try to go towards a certain folder. You click on that folder either by right click and open it or by double clicking it, and then again in that folder you browse to the appropriate folder and so forth. In using terminal, you can use it, you can actually do those things, all those things very quickly and easily. So first, let me do one thing. So let me go to the desktops. Let's see. Okay, you have seen me actually going to the desktop. First thing what I did is a command which is cd, which stands for change directory. So every folder is basically a directory. So the first command was cd, and then I wanted to mention where I wanted to go. So where I wanted to be after the change, that is the desktop folder. So I did the command cd desktop, and right now I am in the desktop folder. Let's make some file or make some folder. You we always do some we always do in Windows by clicking, right clicking, and clicking on new folder, right? So instead of that, what we can do is just write a command called mkdir, which stands for make directory, and specify a name of the folder. Say I wanted to name it test folder, and here it goes. You can see in my desktop now there's a test folder. I can go there, cd test folder. Okay, now I am under test folder. If I try to see what is under these folders, there's a nice little command called dir, and for Linux or Mac based systems, this is usually ls or list. So for Windows, it is dir, and here we can see that there's nothing. Obviously, I just made this folder. There's nothing. Now I can create some files in here, and I can see a lot of whatever it's in the folder. I can see using this dir. If I wanted to come back to the desktop, or if I wanted to go somewhere else, I would just give cd dot dot, and I would come one step before that. Like, we were in the test folder, now you can see we are in the desktop right now. There's also another folder you can see called desktop menu, and it has a lot of files. If you wanted to see, there are a lot of files over here. So what I can do is now go to that folder to show you. And now if I type dir, I can see all these files and folders that were there. You see, now there's another command called cls, which helped me to completely clear the screen. So these are small comments that you use while actually using command prompt. This becomes very second in nature while you use it daily. There are other comments like which actually comes in very handy. Say something like ipconfig. If you have read something about network, so a lot of times we need to actually know the ip configuration and all those stuff, the ip4 address, things like that. And those kind of, in those states, you can just directly put ipconfig, type ipconfig and enter, and you would see all the information there. You can also do something like pinging. So a lot of times, if we wanted to know whether the network connection is good or not, we use ping, right? So we basically use a packet of data to some server, and again collect the data from the server, collect it back, and try to see, okay, whether the communication went good or not. This is called pinging. So if I click ping, say google.com, and once I do a enter, you can see that it's pinging, it's getting replies, it's getting what time it took to get the reply, and you can see ping statistics and all those things. So what it helps is, it basically tells you, okay, whether the communication is good or not, whether your internet connection is good or not. So basically this is a test for seeing the internet connectivity, you can say. So and also there's something like shutdown. So even if you wanted to customize your shutdown, like exactly how your system will shut down, that also you can do. As you can see, there's a lot of menu that actually opened up when I use shutdown. So there has to be some modifier which needs to be given with this command. I won't give that, but if you just wanted to log off, say it's just a /l. If you shut down the computer, it's just shutdown /s, and so on and so forth. You can see all the help menu. And again, cls will clear all my screen. So there's just few comments. I will give you a list of all the comments in Windows or say Mac OS. But the thing is, why comment prompt? So, or terminal for such cases. The thing is, as you see, that while using command prompt, it becomes much easier to control the system. You can understand, right? So if I wanted to do something in IP config or something like that, I have to go to settings, I have to actually look through, okay, where everything is and all, and then I have to look through, okay, how to change the settings. So the GUI might be very intuitive, but it also takes time. It also is not very flexible, as in it doesn't give you all the options that you might have, which you can actually get from command prompt. Also, it's very faster if you are doing something in network, if you are doing a batch copy, a batch creation, batch removing files from servers, which are very heavy computing stuff. You can actually see that using command prompts actually reduce the time by 10 folds, 100 folds. So this is why you should use command prompt or terminals in your daily life, whether you are a developer who codes a lot, whether you are just a novice who just use laptop and PCs for just gaming and stuff. You can use this command prompted terminal. It's not a very big learning curve for you. Also, if you say, for example, you are not uh, finding which some application which you want to run, you can easily run from the command prompt itself. Say, for example, I don't know where my Skype is, I have to search it, or I can just uh, type here Skype. Sorry for removing that. And so my Skype is running and all. So these are very handy when you actually use your laptop or PC a lot. So I guess I actually at least convinced you, or at least try to convince you why you should use terminals or command prompt. This is just a glimpse. This is not a full-fledged tutorial. Obviously, there are lots of other things that you can do from terminals. But I think now you would appreciate like using terminals might be beneficial for you. So thank you. Hope to see you in the next video with some other topics, some interesting topic. Bye bye. Thank you.